Yeah, just first one thing from me, and on the behalf of everyone from Tottenham Football Club, our condolences goes to the families and the loved ones of Diego Jota and Andre Silva, and everyone at Liverpool. So just want to make that a statement first.
Gary, from Stars. Oh, funny to see you here.
Different surroundings, yeah.
It's 5 weeks now since we heard that you were taking the job. I'm sure you didn't start work straight away here at the training ground, but at the time you've been here, now met most of the players and worked with them as well. Is it what you expected? Bigger job than you thought, or an easier job than you thought?
It's the easy part now, huh? It's the honeymoon. Everyone is happy. The sun is shining. We haven't played a game yet, but it's super exciting. It's a massive club, a huge club in England and in the world. I'm super excited myself about it. Everyone have been kind and friendly, open-minded. So yeah, it feels good, and the best thing is it feels natural. And why not? That's what I've done. I don't know for how many years. It's football. It's good players. It's preparing them with a good staff and make sure we are ready to hit the ground running.
It's a big club. You're a big manager, successful manager. So everything we try and keep positive. But maybe this question's a little bit negative. Obviously, in the time you were at Brentford, Tottenham sacked 5 head coaches, managers.
Only 5. Only 5. Okay.
One after getting to a Champions League final, one after getting to a domestic cup final, one after getting into the top 4, one after winning a European trophy. Did that worry you at all when you were considering coming here?
I like to challenge myself. I've been that privileged. I've never been sacked before, so that's one of the reasons why I took the job. So I could get a little bit more risk into my daily life. Coming to a big club, there's pressures. There's we need to perform because it is we. It's me, it's the staff, it's the players, it's everyone, and we need to do that together. So no, I like the ambitions, and I'm everything I do, every decision I made so far, everything is for the long term. It's not about surviving one game or 1 year or 18 months or what is the average. No, it's for the long run.
Obviously, there's going to be a squad that's going to be adjusted slightly based on what you're hoping to get, departures and arrivals. I just wondered if I could ask what your take is on the Morgan Gibbs-White situation. There's been a lot of noise from Nottingham Forest, nothing much from Tottenham. What's your take on that situation?
You know me well, so I'll use what I've done all the time. I'll not speak about players that is not mine. I think I'm doing 2 exceptions, and they're getting older. Is Ronaldo and Messi. The rest, I'll just speak about the players who's inside and in the squad of Tottenham.
Charlie, please.
Thomas, firstly, congratulations on your new role here
Thank
at
you.
Spurs. When Ange left the club, there was an outpouring of emotion and a lot of farewell messages from the players. How have you found the mood within the camp since the players returned, and what has your main message been to the players so far?
First and foremost, I think I've said that before. I think Ange will forever be a legend here at Tottenham. He's one of 3. There's won a European trophy, and there's the first one in 41 years. So unbelievable, fantastic, great achievement. I see happy players, positive, smiling, energy, training well. So yeah, good vibe around the place. There should be a good vibe. They just won the Europa League title, going into a new season. Everything exciting, and in football and in sport, it's about dreaming and hoping. So that's what we do.
Absolutely. You've got a number of friendlies this summer, starting off with Reading tomorrow. How important is having a good pre-season for you personally, just because you've come into the club?
I think good pre-season is very good, but that's I think that's a few things. So one thing, we need to hit the physical targets. So we need to make sure they are very fit. We need to make them strong and robust, so we can go through a long season, hopefully competing in 4 tournaments. That's the plan. So that's the biggest thing. Then the second biggest thing is getting the principles I want into the players, and you train to get better. And the friendlies, you use them to get better. Of course, we like to win them, and it will always be nice to win. I can't remember how many games it is, but I know the next one is Reading tomorrow. That's the most important one. So that's the purpose of the preseason. And touch wood, have everyone available for the Super Cup, the 13th of August.
And Spurs have signed Mohamed Kudus. What do you feel he brings and will bring to your squad?
I think it's a great signing from the club. I think it's top work from Daniel and Vinna and Johan, getting a very good player in early in the preseason, so we can start working with him. I think he gives us a bit of that unpredictability in the game. I think his 1v1 actions are top. I think his slide passes are top. I think his finishing is very good, and he is in almost a perfect age to perform, but also take the next level.
Hi Thomas. Because Tottenham won the Europa League last season after a long wait, does that change what is expected from you at your first season? Is the challenges higher than previously known?
I don't know. I think it was extremely positive they won. That gave them that fantastic trophy this club deserve, and they need it. My aim is that we can hopefully add to that. The first thing and the first aim is that we need to be able to compete in all 4 tournaments and do it on a consistent level. That's gotta be the ambition we build towards, because I think 2019 Champions League final. I think that's the last season where the club managed to compete in more than one competition, and that's got to be the aim. We need to be able to compete in the Premier League, and need to compete in Europe and also in the cups, and that is a very highly demand, but that's got to be the aim. And if you compete, there's maybe a chance that you hopefully can end top, but we need to be able to build to compete first.
Previously with Brentford, you took them to the Premier League, and everybody understand that you maximize their potential in the Premier League. How excited are you with the resources you will have at Spurs, and where you can take them?
Super excited. I think there's a fantastic training ground, fantastic stadium, so all the facilities are top, and we just need to build from there. I think it's a very exciting squad, with a good mix between some experience and some very talented players, but also players that are in a good age but that can take the next step. And yeah, super excited about my biggest how can I say task is to maximize the potential in the players on the team. If you maximize that, it gives you a better opportunity for competing, and if you can compete, you can hopefully win some. So it's my job to maximize things.
Thomas,
Hi.
Daniel Strauer from Viaplay Denmark. Sorry, I'll do the question in English so everyone can follow. I don't think you've trained everyone to understand the Danish.
Not yet, but it will come.
With previous managers like Antonio Conte, Mauricio Pochettino, Jose Mourinho, how did Thomas Frank from Little Denmark end up in Spurs?
Very good question. I think you need to ask the guys who hired me. But of course, it's big names, and I'm very proud to sit in this chair and be part of the next chapter in Tottenham's history. And I'll do everything, and every day I'll work towards hopefully take this club to new heights. That's the ambition. If I was not ambitious, I would not sit here. So yeah, I'm excited and looking forward to it.
Thomas, can I ask you a question about the wrench of leaving a football club where your legacy was so vast and so rich, to take a job that many would view perhaps as more of a risk?
And so the question is, why?
Your decision-making process as to leaving a club where you're.
In a way, it was very difficult. In a way, it was very easy. It was very difficult because I'm a person that go all in when I'm in every relationship, work, friendship, marriage, whatever it is, go all in. And when you go all in, let's say in work on a football club, you get attached. And I had a fantastic time at Brentford with fantastic people, from staff, players, fans, everything. Really, really loved my time there. But I also felt that maybe it was time to challenge myself and get another opportunity. And then when a club of Tottenham's magnitude are knocking on your door, I would like you to be in front of it and be part of hopefully a successful journey. Then yeah, I couldn't turn it down.
And I know you don't want to answer any questions or be asked any questions about players who aren't in the building. If I can ask you a question about two players who are, there's been some speculation regarding your captain and your vice captain, Heung-min and Christian Romero. Can I perhaps get your reflections on those two players and whether you're banking on them for next season?
Two top players, Sonny, been here 10 years, finally got his well-deserved trophy in the summer. Yeah, so important for the team and the club. Christian Romero, World Cup winner, Europa League winner, Copa America winner. Very, very important for us as well. Both have trained well, setting the standards out there on the training pitch, and both will play tomorrow. So I'm very happy.
Hi Thomas, congratulations.
Thank you.
Just wanted to ask, during your time at Brentford, the team was very adaptable, you had different players. Have you got a specific idea of the style of play that you want to play here at Spurs?
Yeah, I'm very, very clear in all the principles I have in, every phase of the game. What I will like to see from the team and the players is I want us to be brave, I want us to be very aggressive, and I want to attack. And I think brave is absolutely linked in dare to do, dares to do. And if you're not brave, it's very, very difficult to achieve anything. And I think it's very important that we take risk, because if you don't take risk, you also take risk. So that brave to dare to do, I think, is crucial. I think the aggressivity, that's difficult. Crucial also if you want to win something or achieve something, because you're not aggressive in duels. On off the ball is difficult. It's a very competitive game, and of course need to attack.
Can I just ask you about your history with Yoan Lange and your working relationship now that you're back together at Spurs?
First Yoan have been done very well, going first to Villa as the technical director, and now coming to coming to Tottenham. I know him from back then in Denmark. In Denmark, it's a small country, so you know each other if you've been, growing up through the system. So no, he's a very good guy.
And the last one from me, there was an image going around earlier this week of long throw-in auditions. I wanted to know who was successful in the long throw-in auditions.
Let's see. I would say I believe that not only maximizing the player's potential and team's potential, we need to do what we can to make sure we have enough threats from everywhere on the pitch, and that's one area, set pieces.
Hi Thomas, hi.
I'm good, thank you. Thank you.
When you took over from Dean Smith at Brentford, it was very much under the radar. Not many people knew who you were. Now you're not under the radar. Everybody knows who you are. What pressure does that put on you on day one of the season as Spurs manager?
I don't know. I think it's a natural. It's a good pressure. The interesting thing is, it's not when you are in it. It's something I've done for many years. I'm very aware there's a big club. There is more, and there will be more scrutiny because, as I said to the staff the first day here when we had a meeting here with all the staff in here, I'll promise you one thing. One thing is 100% sure. We will lose football matches. I haven't seen a team that are not losing any football matches. There is Arsenal, that we can't mention, in the Premier League. So I made my first rookie mistake there. And there was at Preston back in that they did. Those I think the only two teams in a Premier League season. Then they probably lost in the cup, and they probably lost all the games. So that will happen, of course. So that will be a natural pressure, but the daily work is natural, and I think the biggest pressure is the pressure I will put on myself.
You said you want your style of play to be aggressive, attacking. How do you do that without losing 22 Premier League football matches in a season? That should be, I think, I said brave first. Brave is on the ball, but also off the ball, how we defend. Let's say in high pressure, for example. But also said aggressive and also attacking. And those are the three good buzzwords that I will continue. I'm quite consistent in my messages, saying. But I also started saying, I think it was Jay who asked me about what's the style of play. I have principles for all the phases. That means also when we defend low, when we defend middle, when we defend high, and how we defend the box. So I think that's quite important. We do that. If we want to win enough football matches, we need to be a well-rounded team. And finally, you mentioned this is still your honeymoon period. You had a good marriage at Brentford with Matthew Benham and Cliff Crown and everybody else. How's your marriage going to work out with Daniel Levy?
Marriage is a strong wording, I would say. I think I'll go that far. I'm only married to my wife Nana, but I had a fantastic relationship. There's no doubt about that with Phil Giles and Matthew Benham, John Varney, and Lee Dykes. And I'm expecting and will work on getting as good a relationship to Daniel, Vinay, and Johan. I think I'm pretty good with people, so I'm very optimistic about that.
Thomas, congratulations.
Thank you.
There's a few players maybe at the club that you potentially tried to sign in the past yourself at Brentford, maybe Archie Gray, perhaps Brennan Johnson, players like that. How good is it to have them now within your squad, and any others that you've looked at in the past at Spurs and wished you'd had?
Definitely good to see Archie Gray and Brennan. I think it was a secret. It's not a secret. You guys apparently know everything. I still haven't figured out how you get all that information. But of course, when you come to Tottenham, no one find out anything, right? It's like top secret here. Everything will slip out. Nothing will slip out. No. So it's good to work with them. They're two fantastic footballers and two good people. I think the rest, on top of my head, I think it was not possible for Brentford.
Just going back to Sonny and Christian Romero. Have you had conversations with them yet about their future? Because obviously Sonny's only got 12 months left in his contract.
My expectation is that all the players are here, and they're training well. That's what I'm focusing on, and they again very impressed by them. They set the standards and they train hard. So, and as I said, they're playing tomorrow. I think that's a good indicator that they are here at the club.
We've got a few players coming back from serious injuries. James Maddison, Kudus, Dragishin. Any idea when we'll see them involved?
Yeah, Maddison is the closest one. He is part training with the team, so that's very positive. Obviously a key player. Dragishin and Kulusevski is a little bit further behind.
James.
Hi Thomas, congratulations.
Thank you.
Just on Son, have you decided who your captain will be yet? Will he still be captain?
Good question. I haven't decided anything on that. I think I have a long list of bullet points I need to get through, so I take him in the right order. But he was the captain last year, and when we play 245s tomorrow, Son and Romero will be the two captains for each team. So, but I haven't made a final decision.
Will that be your decision, or will you let the players vote?
That'll be my decision.
And you mentioned earlier the challenge for Spurs is competing on four fronts. I mean, how hard is that going to be when you look once again at the money that Liverpool are spending, City spending, Chelsea, Arsenal? I mean, how tough is that challenge?
That's of course tough. I think it's fair to say those three clubs are a tiny bit ahead right now, and actually I'm not focusing too much on them. I'm focusing on us and what we can do. And I think, can we get closer and competing in all situations? I think is a good first step. And how close is that? I'll not answer that because I think let's play some games and then talk about it then. So I think we have a good squad. I'm pretty sure we can build something very strong over the next years. They get closer.
And you said earlier that you're making decisions here for the long term. But I mean, are you confident, given the turnover of managers here, that you are going to get the time for those decisions to pay off?
Yes. If I wasn't that, then I shouldn't take the job. And I had very good conversations with Daniel and Vina and Johan. It's been very positive. So I am general a positive and optimistic guy, and I think personally that's better to be that and be too pessimistic, because I think it's very difficult to achieve anything or achieve anything big or do things that was not possible before if you're not optimistic. Of course, I'm also realistic, and I also know what good looks like, and also know how can you say, the three teams you just mentioned, that they are ahead of us right now. So I know how we should look to get there, but let's take one step at a time.
Finish your section with George, please.
Hi Thomas,
Hi.
welcome to Tottenham. Just one from me. What are your kind of first memories of Tottenham kind of growing up? I think you might have been 10 or 11 when Spurs won the UEFA Cup in 84.
Yeah. That was probably too early for me in '84. I was it was more yeah, '84. Yeah, I think what I remember for that summer was more the Euros with Denmark. I was in it for the first time. So with all due respect, I think where it really picked up was it the League Cup we won in, I can't remember the year, but with Allan Nielsen, the Danish player. Didn't he play? He was
99?
Huh?
99?
Yeah, 99, yeah. So I remember that. So that's probably the strongest memory.